Hello and welcome back to Chapter 5. Today we're going to be talking about the Chapter 5 grader. If when I'm going over sorting and filtering in the Chapter 5 grader, you have no clue what I'm talking about or why I'm doing things, then please make sure to watch my Chapter 5 vocabulary video. Alright, so let's dive into the grader. After we've opened up the correct worksheet, make sure you open up the XLSX. We are going to start on the first worksheet and we are going to select A1 through J40 and insert it as a table. Now, to select, you can press Shift Control down and go over it. The other way, because this is the only data really on this table, I could just click anywhere on the table, click Table, and it'll automatically read A1 through J40. My table has headers. I'm going to press OK. And it wants me to apply the third row for style. Step 3 says I want to create a sort. So normally when I would sort, I would say, hey, I'm going to sort A to Z or Z to A. Remember, sorting just changes the order. It doesn't actually take data out. But I don't want to do Z to A or A to Z. What it wants me to do is create a custom sort saying, hey, Valley, Park, and then West. So to do that, I go to my data tab and then I click sort. I'm going to sort by campus. I'm going to make a custom list. I'm going to make a new list and I'm going to say Valley, Park, West. I'm going to press add. Then I'm going to find that in my list and press OK. So now it should say Valley Park West. So I use the custom sort if I want to do it in an order that isn't already there, or if I want to add multiple levels. So in this case, I also want to do multiple levels. My second level, it says to do it as a sports group. And my third level, it says program name. So what it's going to do is it's going to first sort by campus, and then within campus, within Valley, it's going to sort by sports group, and then within sports group, it's going to sort by program name. So those are the levels. So I should see all of the valleys first, then the parks, and then the west. And within Valley, I should then see a sort by sport group, so court, field, and then other. And I can tell that they're sorts because there's a little upwards arrow there. So that is how to do a custom sort. The next view talk about how to do a custom filter. So we are going to go to the next worksheet. And it says, hey, basically what we want to do is we want to make a custom filter saying, hey, I only want to see the sports that have a primary of season of fall and a secondary season of summer. So for example, this one wouldn't work. I only want to see, for example, this one right here, this one. So it's basically asking, hey, go find them and show me just those, okay? Now, in order to do that, I have to kind of give it some criteria. To give it criteria, I have to copy, at the very minimum, the field names, right? Those are the column titles. So field names are column titles. So I'm going to do a copy. It says, hey, copy, and paste that to A1. Rename this criteria. And for the primary season, write fall. Secondary season, write summer. Then it says, hey, you know, I don't want to filter in place. If I was filtering in place, that's all I would need, and then I would do my advanced filter. But in this case, it doesn't want that. It wants me to, hey, put it in a specific destination, and in this case, it wants me to put it in A36. Sorry. So we're going to put that in A36. Let me bring this down so I can see. And it says, hey, name this fall, summer, sports season. So basically, for my readers, I'm going to be keeping this here. And then I'm going to show just the fall, summer sports down here. And it says, hey, rename this range extract. So A37 to the G37. I'm going to name this extract. So I can highlight it and just go to the name bar, type it in. Or I could go to the formulas bar and do define name there. Okay. Oops, I missed in A above here. It wants me to name this criteria. So A2 to G3, name this criteria. And A37 to G34, it wants me to name that database. Okay. If you're not sure if you did the names right, you can always go to, or if you messed up, you can always go to Name Manager and you should be able to see all your names. If you think that you messed up, you could always click the edit button and edit it from there. You can, if you named the wrong range, you could just click here and re-highlight the range that you want. Okay, so now that I've done my setup, I've said, hey, here's my data. Here is my criteria, and here's where I want it to go. I can then click anywhere on the table and click on Data, Advanced Filter. Normally it'll pick the correct places, but you just want to double check what is your list range. That's where it's looking. Make sure that it includes the title. Good. Criteria range A2 to G3. Good. If it doesn't have the right area, you just click on the upwards arrow and click on it. Make sure that the criteria range, it has to include the titles and your actual criteria, fall, summer. We're going to say copy to another location, A37 to G37. That's where the titles are. And we're going to say OK. And now it should only show you the fall, summer. And again, the biggest reason that I see people mess up is because sometimes when you click on advanced filter, it doesn't read the criteria range correctly. So make sure that says G3, not G2. Okay, that's the biggest mistake that I see. Oops, I didn't mean to do that again. All right. Next few steps have to do with creating an outline. So here I go. We're on the third worksheet. We're going to say, hey, you know what? I want to subtotal this data. So again, we're on the data tab. I'm going to go to subtotal, which will automatically group. I don't want to do by group number because look, there's lots of different group numbers. So it wouldn't really group. It would just have like lots of different, it would basically be this worksheet again. But if I go to group, it has field and quart and water. And those are the, and other. So I'm going to change by group. So that's how I'm going to group. I'm going to sum, and I want to sum the coach stipend. Press OK. So now it gives me an outline. The first outline is going to be the grand total. The second one is going to be by those group names. And the third one is going to give me a breakdown of everything. Okay. Just all the data sorted in a specific order. Okay. So that was step 7. And step 8 says do the subtotals, which I already did. And I'm going to autofit column C and D, so I just highlight them and double click. Collapse the outline so that only level 2 summary information is displayed. So I'm going to click on the number 2. And then it says go back to the Valley Park West worksheets. And I'm going to create a hyperlink for coach. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, right click it, say link. I'm going to go find that where I put that file. So I might say, hey, no, not my current folder, maybe recent files. Or I could go look for it here, browse files. And I put it right here, it's coach information, double click it, press OK. Oops, you know what? They also wanted me to create a screen tip. So I go back to where I was, I go to screen tip, and for this screen tip it wants me to type in click here for contact information. Press OK. And basically what that does is when I click on the link, when I kind of browse over it, it'll say click here for contact information. I click on it and it'll take me directly to that file. Close that file. Now we're in step 9. Oh, that was step 9, I'm sorry. Step 10 says select all the worksheets. So I'm going to go select all of them, or I could always click on select all sheets. I'm going to do some page layout. I'm going to click the expander because there's lots of things it wants me to do. It wants me to fit by one page. It wants me to insert a footer, where in the left hand section it says the file name. In the right hand section it says the sheet name. It wants me to center horizontally. And then it wants me to say, okay, good. Change this theme to slice. And the font to Corbel. So now everything should look a little, oops. Were they all selected still? That doesn't look like they were, so let me redo that. Now I want to change my properties, so I go to Info, Show All Properties, add a tag. This is going to say Sports Programs. And then for subject, we're going to name it CA121. My name is already there, so I'm going to press Save, Close for reading. And that is how to complete your Chapter 5 grader. Hopefully this was helpful. Have a good day.